Okay, so we are here with Adam from Masters of the Forge.
Hola.
And he has brought out his beautifully painted orcs. And we're going to talk about the new codex that just launched and how it's amazing in every single spectacular way.
Oh, it's so amazing.
It honestly is. I'm really hyped up for this codex. I'm not going to play orcs, but I'm going to show you orcs. So, why don't you... This is your 2,000 point list aside from the 3 repressors in the back.
Aww.
Those are... borrowed because you're
I somehow forgot one tray of models, only for the most important part of the army at this point.
yeah.
So yeah, those are going to be 3 Bonebreakers today.
Bonebreakers?
Bonebreakers, those are the... So, the Battle Wagon is split into 3 different units. You have the Battle Wagon, which is like 120 points, and then, which is kind of amazing, 40 points more than a standard Rhino, I think, something like that, 25 points. Or anyways, the Battle Wagon, then you have the Bonebreaker, which gets like an extra D6 attacks on the charge, and then the Gun Wagon, which gets to shoot twice if it moves half distance with its main
so it
cannon.
has something like Lehman Russ.
It's like a Lehman Russ, and anybody who has like a Lehman Russ like looted wagon, feel free to just use it as a gun wagon. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Although they are releasing the looted wagon as well.
Yeah, they're releasing that for open play in Chapter Approved, which is super cool.
That is awesome. So let's talk about the new units in here.
Sure. First, the Deathkiller Wartrike. It's it's like a force multiplier. He is really fast. He's a speed freaks. He allows vehicles and other speed freaks models to advance and charge, which is extremely good for the buggies, sure, but I think more often I think you're going to see it with things like bikes and Deathcopters. Deathcopters are going to be a sleeper unit. Well, people are already finding out how great Deathcopters are.
Well, Deathcopters were good in the Index.
They were good, and they are better because they are much cheaper. And with the Deathkiller Wartrike being able to advance, they already advance 6 inches automatically. So they're like 20 inches just advancing, and then the charge, which if you're running Evil Sons, is going to be really, really far. They're across the table super fast, and if you use index options, which most tournaments allow, you get to still have the bombs on them. So,
yep.
Yeah.
So let's talk about its weaponry real quick.
Sure, yeah, it's got 3 of the shotguns, which are +1 BS within half range, which is super nice. So that's like 6 shots right there. It's got basically either a kind of a heavy flamer, but way better than a heavy flamer, or melt-a-gun on the back. D6 shots with the auto hits, or you can also shoot it like a one-shot melt-a-gun. For the most part, I think people are going to use the flamer because it automatically hits. And the claw also is a ranged attack.
Which I think is
pretty
insane.
Nice. Yeah, it's really good. Lots of folks are complaining that it doesn't have a proper power claw, but it's so fast and so, like, it's got 8 wounds and toughness 7. Like,
is it a character?
It's a character, but with 8 wounds. So it can hide amongst its friends. Yeah, it's extremely good. And if you give it the right warlord trait for your army, it can be a real force multiplier, because you can give it the warlord trait that makes him a war boss. So it would give him breaking heads. It would give him the regular WA ability, so it would work on infantry as well as all the vehicles and stuff. You can make him a big mechanic. You can make him a mechanic. You can make him.
Aren't they called a Mechaniacs now, or something?
Like big mechanics or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, you can give him if he's Death Skulls, you can give him the actual like the ability to repair. My army, I'm actually giving Zagwarp over here the ability to repair. He's got a Necron on his back. That's who's doing the repairing.
So he's just like stabbing it and having it liquid metal things together.
Basically, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. And then my war boss is going to have the Killer Claw, which is a 3 damage thing.
Isn't it the claw that hits and wounds on 2s?
2s, yeah, he's still wounds on 2s. Yeah, he's fine. He's great. He's just fantastic.
So
but
moving
the
on
other
from that one,
that is the.
Wait for it. Keep keep waiting. I hope you're excited, because I'm excited.
Custom Booster Blaster, which is actually not too bad. It's got a burn exhaust. It's got, I think, 4 of those. Yeah, 4 burn exhausts. So that thing, they're assault. Almost all the weapons on the buggies are assault. So there's a few exceptions, but for the most part, they're assault. So you can advance with these things. Like most of them move 12 or 14 inches. The Booster Blast is one of the ones that moves 12, and it's just, it runs up there and it burninates with the 4D3 Burna shots.
And then it has its big cannon on the
Yeah,
top.
the Rivet Cannon is Assault 6, Strength 7, AP -2, 2 damage. It's like a really big def gun, and everybody in here is a cyborg. They've got, yeah, go ahead. They've all got like cyborg.
So if you look, he has a cyborg spine. This guy has a cyborg arm. And yeah, like, just look at the level of detail on this model.
Good. Even my like kind of low level paint job. Well, it's so much detail that you can do just do a wash on it and you can pick out every detail. It's great.
Oh yeah, and there's even a grot on the back.
Yeah, he's shooting you. Yeah, so like that's still a pistol, so you know whatever. You can't shoot it when it advances, but the grot is just there for funsies. And then we have the shock jump tracksta. So the shock jump tracksta, the wheels are all separate. So if you don't like the racing slicks, the truck wheels fit there just fine. But the rocket launcher is cool. It's it's a little extra thing. But the main thing is this zap gun, right? Or I guess it's called the custom shock rifle. The custom shock rifle is amazing, especially like I'm running Death Skulls, so the Death Skulls get on every unit on the battlefield they get to reroll 1 hit, 1 wound, and 1 damage roll,
which makes them almost like salamanders.
Yeah, and like regular orcs, they have a BS of 5, so it's kind of like they probably should get a little something extra compared to salamanders, but the shock jump Drex is already BS 3, so that makes the Death Skulls ability amazing because it hits.
Does it trigger on the 6s for doc?
Yes, it does. So sometimes you get 3 or 4 hits with the 2-shot weapon, and then it's strength 8, and then it does D6 damage, and then you get to re-roll one of those. I killed a Daka Jet with it yesterday, and I did 5 damage on Overwatch to a Gorkanaut with it yesterday. It's pretty good. It's super fast. The great thing about the buggies is their bases are so big. Like, people are talking about building them and painting them without the base. I'm like, what are you thinking? Like,
yeah, the base actually adds a lot more to them.
Yeah, like it really helps you zone out deep strikers really well. Like, they're pretty cheap. Like, this is 100 points. This is like 120 points. Like, these guys are great for just zoning out the enemy and making sure they can't assault your backfield. Which with orcs you probably will have like a few things that you don't want assaulted in the back, or at least you want to force them to assault things that you don't care get assaulted.
And this is your proxy for the redneck wagon.
Yes, the redneck wagon, the rocket truck squig buggy. I got one at home, but it's not painted. I'd rather have a painted truck with a bunch of squigs and stuff on it.
Also, you have Goth Rockers on it.
Yeah, the Goth Rocker with the with little squig helper on there. Yes, he's fun. Love those guys. But the rocket truck squig buggy, it's 140 points, so it's the most expensive one. Kind of continues Games Workshop's lean towards giving a lot of value to things that have multiple roles. So both of the squig cannons on there have variable weapon types.
Okay.
So, depending on what squig you feed into the squig launcher, it has different weapon profiles.
Now, this is going to be a reference that you're more than likely not going to understand.
Uh-huh.
But if you've ever played the Oddworld game, Stranger's Wrath, he loads living ammunition into a crossbow that he has on his wrist and fires it. And that's all I can think about with this thing.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm just giving it a try today. We'll see how cool it is. I think the Rocket Truck Squig Buggy, even though it's more expensive, you'll see it more often in smaller point games, just because you need something with you can't just take 2 or 3 of each buggy at lower point games. So instead you take 3 squig buggies and you're prepared for any other kind of target. So I think that's why you would take that.
Now, moving on from there, we have possibly, in my opinion, the best unit update to this codex.
Tank Busters?
Tank Busters.
Oh my god. They got really, really gross. Like yesterday, even just shooting the rockets, I was able to kill some heavy units, but like the melt-a-bomb, I mean the Tank Buster Bomb stratagem, I mean the frag grenade stratagem.
You throw Tank Buster bombs.
You're gonna throw Tank Buster bombs with it. It's amazing. Well, even the boys, like if you have a unit of 20 boys, they're each gonna have that.
They have a stick bomb.
They have the stick bombs, which are great against infantry. But for every 10 boys, you get a Tank Buster bomb in there now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's super nice. So yeah, you'll at least be able to get 2 of those if you have 20
now,
guys.
they still kept mobbing up, right?
Yeah, you have mob up, so you can mob units up if you want to, but the stratagem only allows you to throw 10 grenades at a time, so you're better off keeping them separate. And also with Death Skulls, you want some MSU going because each unit gets the reroll.
Now, for casual viewers, MSU?
Multiple small units. That means spreading out your units and having a few models in each unit instead of giant units, which until recently that was the best way to run most orc lists, giant mobs of 30, 40, 50 models that mob up with the mob up stratagem.
So these, in my opinion, probably got the best update because of the explode on 6s.
Yeah.
The rerolls.
Unreal. Yesterday I shooting with the rockets, not even counting the ridiculous grenade stratagem. I shot a Gorkanaut with 10 of these. I got 10 hits after all the exploding dice and rerolls on 5s. Like I wasn't even like giving them plus to hit or anything. It was hitting on 5s, exploding 6s.
Now you say giving them pluses to hit. What do you mean?
So I would say so the Death Skulls get have a stratagem for shooting tanks, but with the Tank Busters it doesn't matter because they automatically get all their rerolls. But you can use a stratagem called Mordaka, where you automatically hit on 5s and explode on 5s and 6s.
Oh my god.
Instead of just 6s, which is crazy, but I didn't even have to use that stratagem. I got 10 hits with a unit of 10 Tank Busters.
And then
Crazy.
the standard of Grots.
The Grots are amazing. This list should have a Runt Herd. I would say the Runt Herd got a points increase, but it's for good reason because of the Grot Shield stratagem. So Grot Shields, the way that works is, say I have my unit of tank. So the way I'm going to run this is I'm going to put a unit of 10 Tank Busters in each in one of the Bonebreakers, and then I have a unit of 10 Grots along with them.
Okay.
So in Death Skulls, even the Tank Busters are objective secured, but the Grot Shields, they'll boost out, and then I'll put out the Tank Busters, and if you use the stratagem on one unit, they can use multiple units of Grots to defend themselves. The way the wording is, it doesn't matter which Grot unit you remove units from. You remove models.
So you can go back and forth between them.
You can go back and forth between them, but you're still going to want to use. You're still going to kind of want to have Runt Herders out there somewhere to protect.
Yeah, keep them.
But in this list, it's going to be tough because I need to split these between 2, and then I'm going to put the Mega Knobs in 1 with the characters. So I kind of actually want a couple of Runt Herders in there in case the vehicle explodes.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, oh, sorry, Runt Herder, you're dead. And then you also go out there and help keep their Grots alive. You know?
And these are just bog standard boys, correct?
Those are boys. Yeah, they're just boys.
They do boy things.
They do boy things. They're gonna. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them as I only have the 3 transports. I think they're just gonna foot slog it, and maybe I might teleport them. Who knows? Good times were had by all.
Now we got Mega Knobs over here, 5 units, and apparently these are good according to you now.
Well, they're 35 points for 35 points each now with no. It was with the Power Claw and the custom shooter. Yeah, that's 3 wounds, 2 up save.
And a ton of close combat attacks. Which is always
Ton of
good.
attacks. They're really, really way better now at that points level. Way better at that points level. And like yesterday, I used them to. My buddy assaulted my battle wagon, and I used the I think drive-by Crumpen rule. I think. Or
Oh, where you get the
stratagem,
punch one?
Where you get to punch with each model once, and I destroyed his dreadnought.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Do you
It's
remember
really
boarding planks?
Boarding plank. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's like using boarding planks. I love it.
Nice.
Doing good.
And then you got yourself a weird boy.
You got to do the weird boy. Definitely going to do the warp. Take one weird boy, get a warp head on there, so that it's a turn one or pre-game stratagem that gives you another power and the use of another power every turn. So that'll be really nice, especially with all the great new stratagems. I love the +2 strength, +2 attacks that it can give characters.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, on him or the war boss.
Yeah.
Or even himself. Like it's really, really good. It's really good.
It's utility.
It is, yeah, and the +1 attack for boys or whatever.
Now, did we cover everything in the army? I think we did.
Just about everything, yeah. The only thing I haven't talked about yet are the Bonebreakers themselves. Bonebreakers are
Insane?
demon princes, except better.
Well, yeah, they can carry people.
They can carry 20 models, which make that in itself makes them better than demon princes. And the fact that they a demon prince trying to assault a unit on a second level of a building that's filled a second level of a building can't do it by raw.
Yep.
The Bonebreaker is at least as tall as level 1 of a building, and since you measure from the hull,
Yep. Yep. Doing the same strategy I do with these.
Yep.
I can measure from the hull. I can get up on top of a building.
I can assault your butt. Yep, and they're so fast. And the Bonebreaker has +1 d6 attacks. The Def Rolla got a boost, so the Def Rolla is +1 strength, so it's strength 9. AP, I think -2. Either minus. It doesn't matter. It's way better than it was.
Yeah.
And it's just gross. Hitting on 2s.
So the repressors are a good
damage.
representation of it because they're broken.
Because Battle Wagon. I feel sorry for Chaos players because our transports are way better than your Demon Princes. It's true.
Ooh.
We don't fly, but it doesn't matter. I can deep strike them just as well with just a 2-point stratagem.
Oh, that's dirty.
Oh man.
So, this has been Adam from Masters of the Forge. And do you want to do a plug real quick?
Yeah, thanks so much. Please check out Masters of the Forge at mastersoftheforge.com. We are a narrative play Warhammer 40k podcast. It means that we're not a lore-based podcast, but we're all about playing to the lore and learning it and bringing it to the tabletop.
Also, you playtested the Orks.
Yes.
Your name is
Don't message me about matched play because all of my input was entirely from a narrative play perspective.
Let's just take one last look at that beautiful army.
I do want to say one thing. Anybody who ever questions the motives of the rules team or their love of the game is wrong. These people love the game. They are committed. They are great people, and they are as committed to it, and they love it as much as any of us do. Anybody who's a computer programmer knows that there is no battle plan that survives contact with the enemy, and it's the same thing with rules for war games.
Oh, without a doubt. Anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I always love chatting with Adam, looking at his beautiful painted army.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And if you guys are awesome, check out the links in the description down below. Follow me on social media. If you're super awesome, follow me on Patreon. That would be cool. Yeah. Anyway, guys, you can now check out my Discord link in the links in the description down below and join a very welcoming and open Warhammer community that, yeah. I got nothing else. Anyway, guys, I'm Alexis the Egoqueen. I love you guys. Bye.